What if your next flight doesn't take off from an airport but from your neighborhood? What if the flight takes just 25 minutes, costs less than a cab ride to the airport, and is powered by clean hybrid electric tech?
This is no ordinary aircraft preparing for takeoff in the U.S. state of Washington. It's powered by two electric motors, which means that flights have zero emissions and are quiet. Alice can carry 9 passengers plus baggage, or just over 1 ton of cargo. It has a range of 400 kilometers.
Welcome to LAT Aerospace, Zomato's bold bet on future of India's regional travel. Not just different, but radically different from the airlines you know. In January 2025, Deepinder Goyal, Zomato's co-founder, along with ex-COO Surabhi Das, launched LAT Aerospace. Their mission? No luxury air taxis, no private jets, but what they call buses in the sky. LAT wants to serve real Indians, not just business class elites, using compact, low-cost, short takeoff aircrafts that fly you between towns without the need for big airports. Goyal invested 174 crore rupees or about $20 million personally, and this startup is now seeking $50 million of seed funding to scale up its operation. LAT isn't building jets or helicopters. It is developing 12 to 24 seats hybrid electric STOL aircraft, or in other words, short takeoff and landing planes that can operate from runways as short as school playground. Now visualize the kind of aircraft they intend to use for these services. 1000 to 1500 kilometer range, hybrid electric propulsion, fast turnaround time, about 30 minutes, use of mini air stops instead of full-scale airports, and each aircraft would be capable of over 10 trips daily. In simple terms, the LAT aircraft will work like Volvo buses, fixed schedules, fixed routes, small hubs but in the air. Now here's where it gets revolutionary. The model of LAT travel would be absolutely different from traditional aircraft or airlines. Before we move forward, please do consider subscribing to the channel if the subjects of business, finance and economy are of your interest. So let us now discuss how LAT is different from traditional airlines. First, no airports needed. Traditional airlines need massive airports, long taxiways, security check-ins and hours of waiting. LAT uses tiny airstrips or air stops built in tier 2, tier 3 towns, very much close to the passengers. Second is lower operational costs. Airlines operate with large jets with high fuel and airport expenses. LAT aircraft uses hybrid electric tech, no jet fuels, and bypass expensive air slots. The result? Projected fares as low as 1500 to 3000 rupees for regional hops, cheaper than even the budget airlines on per kilometer basis. Third is more routes and more frequency. Airlines focus on profitable city pairs, Delhi to Mumbai, Bangalore to Hyderabad, and such trips. LAT aims to connect underserved towns like Indore to Udaipur, Kanpur to Gorakhpur, or Kochi to Madurai, places which mainstream airlines totally ignore. The result would be network density over profitability per seat. The fourth aspect is simpler boarding and faster turnaround. No long check-ins, no conveyor belts. You arrive, walk in and fly. Boarding like a bus, not like a Boeing. The result? Faster aircraft utilization, which is equal to more trips per day, and which means no airfare. Now the question that arises is, why India needs LAT now more than ever? India has 486 registered airstrips, but only 150 are used commercially. Most tier 2 or tier 3 cities lack meaningful air connectivity. LAT is aiming to reactivate India's forgotten aviation network. Now check out some data to further understand this business model. India's domestic aviation sector handles about 4.5 lakh passengers on per day basis, but only in 25 key airports. India's intercity bus market is about 90,000 crore rupees, but suffers from safety and time inefficiencies. Government Udan scheme subsidizes regional flying, but traditional airlines don't find it profitable. LAT solves this with a lean, nimble, logistics-driven model. Less airport, more accessibility. Now let us understand what could be the execution hurdles on this business model. Goyal's flying dream isn't without hurdles. The first major hurdle would be the regulatory one. DGCA hasn't yet approved hybrid STOL aircraft for commercial use. Safety and airworthiness clearances will take time. Infrastructure could be another hurdle. Even small air stops will need local government approvals, air zones, ATC integration, and local transport tie-ins. The third hurdle could be adoption curve. Will Indians trust tiny aircraft with no airport around? Perception and safety matters. Now competition is another aspect. HAL, NAL, and international players may enter similar regional STOL markets soon. So how will Goyal compete against them? Only time will tell. But if LAT works, it wouldn't just compete against SpiceJet or IndiGo, it will compete against trains, buses, cabs, and even Zoom calls. Imagine flying from Jamshedpur to Ranchi in just 18 minutes or Nashik to Surat in 22. That's not just aviation, it's a new model of Indian connectivity. Deepinder Goyal's vision? We don't want luxury air taxis, we want flying buses. Affordable, frequent, and close to where people actually live. This is more than a startup. It's a bet on how 1.4 billion Indians will move in future. And maybe, just maybe, Deepinder Goyal is building India's next transport revolution. Would you take an LAT Airbus from your town for just 2000 rupees? If it saves you 5 hours, tell us in the comments. And do share this with someone who may need to know. And if you want to know about more such disruptive Indian businesses, do subscribe to the channel. Be inspired, keep building.